Hello and welcome to the We Should Move Here Travels podcast. My name is Brittany
I'm Josh.
and we are your hosts. Today we are going to be talking about Rotorua, New Zealand.
Yes, the Wisconsin Dells of New Zealand.
Pretty much. They had so many activities to do. It was wild. There was so much to do, and it all involved like the natural spas that occur in Rotorua.
Yeah. All the geothermal spas that you're referring to, it wasn't like Queenstown where it was high adrenaline activities. It had so many different activities jammed into this one area that weren't all particularly relevant to the culture of New Zealand, or they weren't things that you couldn't get just about everywhere else. At least that's what it seemed like for us as people in Wisconsin, where you have laser tag and you can get that anywhere, and you have boat rides and you can get that anywhere. So maybe it was only stuff you can do in Rotorua, and for locals, that's a big tourist spot for them. But for people outside of that, especially people from the United States, I feel like there are a lot of activities that you could get anywhere. Like you don't need to go and play laser tag in Rotorua, New Zealand.
Yeah. Although we did do something that was very specific to New Zealand, and that is Zorbing. We did Zorbing in Rotorua, and we basically rode in a hamster ball down a big hill. And they filled it with some water. My mom didn't go in. She did not want to partake in that, but you and I did. We raced down the first one. You beat me, but I was just giggling away in there. And then we did the second one, which is like the windy one together. Oh my God, that was so fun.
That was incredibly fun. Yeah, I wasn't. I was locked in during the race portion. I got in there and got myself situated just right, so I was built for speed going down the first one. But
Oh, I wasn't. I was just having a ball. I was giggling. I was laying down. I was just like trying not to, I don't know, flip
yeah,
because my mom kind of scared me. But I think that's like impossible in those things.
it's pretty hard. I think unless you're trying to get yourself flipped inside, I don't think you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then when we went down together, it can get dangerous in there. We had to hold on to each other's thighs while we were going down to make sure we didn't slosh around and bump into each other.
Well,
So.
you were holding on to my thighs. I was holding on to your head. Like, please don't bump me anywhere with your head. I didn't want our heads to clash.
I don't even remember that. That one, I got the giggles real bad because you go into bankments and you hit like a fence or a wall and then you slide to the other side of the course.
Oh my gosh.
It was a great time. And it was the place where Zorbing was invented.
It was.
That was a good time. Another thing that was recommended by our sister-in-law said we had to go Zorbing before we even started planning our trip to New Zealand. So
Yep.
you made sure that that was something we got to while we were there.
Well, I was hesitant at first, I think. And then the more I looked at it, I was like, okay, yeah, we got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And their setup is pretty slick. And we went during a weekday and there was hardly anyone else there. We got to the front of the queue. They take you in a small van up to the top of the hill and you just get on a platform. There are people there. They fill up with some cold water. You jump in, you go down. It's a 10-minute process in total. So,
not even that.
right.
I mean, going down the hill is like 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Down the hill is 30 seconds. But I mean, like from check-in to going, it could take you 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we also went in the morning right away. So there wasn't a line or a bunch of people. Whereas we heard that later in the day, it does get busy. So that is a little tip if you do plan on going here to get there early.
Yeah. Go there before lunch.
Yeah.
And then we also went ahead and we went to Hell's Gate that day.
We did. That was really fun too. That was a different kind of experience. I've never done a geothermal bath before. And they also had mud baths. It was a new experience for both of us. And my skin was left so soft. I have this part of my hand that no matter how much lotion I put on it, it dries right up. Call it my alligator skin because it kind of feels like that sometimes. But it was so soft afterwards, and I was like, "Wow, maybe this mud does something." Or maybe it was the water. I don't know. Because we did the mud bath, and then we went into the geothermal hot bath, like
Yeah.
hot springs.
Yeah, like mineral pool, something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we did the cold plunge after that, and that wasn't that cold.
No, being from Wisconsin and the occasional shut off of the hot water heater, we get some pretty cold water in the winter. I'm still working on the hot water heater. It's a problem.
I'll be taking a hot shower, and then all of a sudden, it is super cold, and I'm like, "Ah!" It's a problem. We gotta figure that out.
Home ownership issues.
Yeah.
But no, for the mud bath, you and me were both a little skeptical. That was definitely something your mom, Vicky, was pushing for.
Mhm,
She's like, "We gotta do this," and she was like, "Oh, if you guys don't want to, I definitely wanna do it." So,
mhm.
we went to Hell's Gate. There's a couple others around there, but Hell's Gate was the easiest to get to from Rotorua and the most popular, and it was simple, it was easy. It didn't cost all that much, if I remember correctly, and it was interesting to rub mud all over your body and then sit
Yeah.
there for 20 minutes to let it dry. That was such an interesting thing.
Even the thought of it now just kinda grosses me out, but we did it.
We did it, and it's like slimy mud.
Ew.
It's such a interesting feeling and texture, and then it's even more interesting when it starts to dry on you, and there's someone there with a timer. You check in, you start getting time because they only want you in there for 20 minutes, either for health reasons or just to make sure that there's room for everyone to do it.
Mhm.
And then you go into the mineral pool and, I don't know, just relax after that and let everything take effect.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, the cold plunge. And so it was a fun experience. And you can do an even longer day where you get a tour throughout the whole geothermal area and they explain that to you. That wasn't something that we were interested in. And it was a bit more pricey of a package. But we didn't have to book anything ahead of time. We just decided that morning after we went Zorbing, we're like, we're wet now. We got these clothes on. Let's let's go ahead and let's do this. So
Yeah. Let's do some more wet activities.
yeah.
That's what she said.
What else did we do there? Another activity that's big there, several different companies do it, was we did zip lining with the
Mhm.
Rotorua Canopy Tours.
Yes, they were incredible. I was really scared. Okay, I've never done real zip lining before, and the instructors that we had were so nice and they made us laugh along the way. They were so knowledgeable. They made me feel really safe. So I would definitely recommend Rotorua Canopy Tours. We did the shorter one and I wish we would have done the longer one, but also it didn't take as long, so we were able to do other things that day, and that kind of worked out, so, I don't know, do whichever one you want, but the shorter one was really great.
Mhm.
We did have a really long zip line, and the tree was, what, like, 80 meters high?
Something like that, 60 to 80 meters high. Yeah.
It was so scary being on top of that tree. I was thinking about it and I was trying not to think about it, but I couldn't help it. And I was like, what if this tree is like rotting and they don't know and then it all falls and then we're all screwed. But that didn't happen, obviously.
Those intrusive, anxious thoughts
Yeah.
just creeping in.
But it was really cool. It was really high up and it was beautiful. That was the longest one that we did.
Yeah. And there were a couple long ones. They start you out really well. Like you said, great instructors, really friendly, and it's like a zip lining course. And so
Mhm.
you kind of walk into the woods and they talk you through kind of like native species and environmental advocacy work that they do and stuff. And so it's really educational as well. But then once you get to the zip line, you do 2 short ones just to kinda get you warmed up, and then you start doing some longer ones.
Mhm.
And yeah, just the way it was set up was really great. Beforehand, we had bought in their little office area these lanyards that could hold your phone. So each of us got one of those and took our phones with so we could take our videos when we went through and then took videos of each other when we went. And so that was a good purchase. So if you end up
Yes.
doing this, maybe have one beforehand, something to attach to yourself, or buy one of their lanyards there. They weren't that expensive and they worked out well.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought it was really interesting, and I don't remember if it was something that you knew beforehand, but with snakes, there's
Mm.
no snakes in New Zealand?
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't remember that. You might have told me, but then they talked about it during our walk into the forest and
Yeah, there's no snakes, no native species other than a bat,
Mhm.
which is crazy. But there are some animals that obviously have been brought over throughout the years. They're kind of consuming the forest, so they try to keep them very minimal
Yeah.
in the forest.
Yeah, and that was their biggest, like, environmental advocacy issues that they were talking with, like possums and
Yeah.
rats, stuff like that, because such green, lush forest, and it doesn't a lot of the trees don't naturally, like, have a fall season where leaves drop like
Mhm.
things do in Wisconsin. So, these invasive species, they go up into the trees and kill the tree from the top down by eating all of its leaves and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting to see and have explained to. So Rotorua Canopy Tours would highly recommend. That was something that we had booked early on ahead of time. I definitely think that's something that you have to book before your trip, otherwise it'd probably get filled up.
Yeah, I would think so. I think we booked it on TripAdvisor.
I think so. Yeah. They have their own website where you can book it through there, but we often use Viator and TripAdvisor for bookings like that because you get some points and stuff as well.
Yeah.
As long as there's a deal and makes sense, we kinda float between booking it straight through the website or one of those 2 sites.
Yeah, it was really fun. And by the end of it, there's this like suspension bridge that doesn't have railing at
Mhm.
all. And you have to go out there and then they like encourage you to take your hands off the rope and kind of lean out past the bridge.
Mhm.
And I didn't take my hands off the rope, but I did lean. And you leaned, and so did my mom, and it was just, oh my gosh, that was so scary, but I felt so good after that. I was like, "I can do anything."
Yeah.
And then the next one, the ne was the last zip line, and they were like, "Yeah, you can go upside down in this one," and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that." You did that though, and
Mhm.
oh my gosh, you did so good.
Thank you. Yeah, I tried.
You did it so well.
Thank you.
Yes, and I did not do it, but that's okay.
Yeah.
We all have different strengths and talents, and going upside down in the forest on a steel wire is not one of mine. It's one of yours.
Well, something that is neither one of our talents is dealing with an extreme amount of heat
Ooh,
and direct sunlight.
yeah, that really affected us here. It gets really hot and you can get sunburned really easily.
Very easily.
And I think it definitely took a lot out of you because
Oh,
I was
for
watching
sure.
your behavior change throughout the day. And I was like, ooh, we got to get him inside in some AC and take a nap.
The sun was killing me.
Yeah. It was rough. It was pretty rough. But I was really happy that the hotel we stayed at Aura Accommodation, had a pool. And
Mhm.
this pool was so nice.
It
It
was.
was heated, it was outdoor, it was clean. It was amazing.
Yeah, and they had some covering over part of it, so it was, like,
Yeah.
partially shaded.
Got to be mermaids. What was your mermaid name?
Oh, it was
Sulfur.
sulfur, and yours was
Thermolithica.
Thermolithica.
Sulfur and Thermolithica swimming in the pool. I don't remember what my mom's was. Did she come up with one?
I don't remember. I think she did, but I don't know if it was nearly as creative.
We had wanted to go off of the smell in Rotorua, which is very sulfur forward with
Mhm.
all of the geothermal activity there. So we wanted to go off of like sulfur and thermal and all of that. So
Right.
yeah, we had some fun in the pool
We did.
and we cooled down in the pool. It was nice.
Yeah, our accommodation there, one you found,
Mhm.
was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a really incredible hotel.
Mhm.
I really appreciated the location, the pool, even the room setup was like, it was so nice. And the beds, they weren't terrible.
Mm-mm.
I think they were a little soft. So if somebody likes a firmer mattress, maybe not your kind of mattress, but it was also right down the road from Eat Street,
Yes.
which is this street that has a bunch of different restaurants, maybe like a 5-minute walk
Yeah.
to this street, and it's just a short little path that has a bunch of restaurants.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a indoor-outdoor situation. The entire section of this street has, covering, so even if it's raining outside, you can kinda walk between the restaurants,
Mhm.
and you got a lot of choices, a couple good ones. We went to a few, and it was pretty decent food.
Yeah, I would agree. And there's so many options
Yeah.
there that you could really eat anything. Any food you're craving, it seems like you could go there.
Yeah, for sure. We ate at Urban Gusto. They had pretty decent pizza. We had a little pizza from there.
Oh, that pizza. It was a hot honey, hot
Mhm.
salami pizza.
Yes.
That was really good. My mom got the lasagna.
Yes.
That was pretty good as well.
Mhm.
And then you got a Caesar salad. That wasn't great.
Nope, Caesar salad was bad.
That one wasn't great.
It was mostly croutons.
Mhm.
Such a weird salad. I was trying to balance out from the last episode, if you heard. We had a meal that was way too heavy, so I was like, "You know what? I'll get the Caesar salad, help us out." And then it was just croutons.
Yeah. I mean, I like croutons, but
Not the entire salad.
yeah.
It's pretty rough. If we post a picture of this, it's
And then we had a Biscoff cheesecake in a
Mhm.
cup. Ooh, that was pretty good.
Man, I Biscoff does something for me.
It really does. You always like fan over Biscoff.
Yeah, yeah. When we're on planes and the flight attendant comes around and they ask you, "You want something sweet, savory?" and they got Biscoff, I'm like, "Give me a couple Biscoffs." That's for me. I don't know why. I don't know if this is a thing, but I have found comfort in the same order from flight attendants on planes. It's Biscoff cookies and Coke Zero or Diet Coke. I just
Yeah, you always order a Diet Coke.
Yeah. I go for the Coke Zero, Diet Coke, whichever one they have. And I get it just in the can. And they ask for like, "You want an ice cup?" You know, just give me the can.
You know what you like.
I know what I like.
I mean, speaking of food,
Mhm.
we also went to this place called the Okere Falls Store.
Mhm.
And it was a cute little store with a bunch of different, I don't know, crafty things
Yeah.
almost. But they had a whole restaurant and it was like an indoor outdoor situation. And we
Mhm.
sat outdoors. The food was really, really good. I got the avocado toast, which I would highly recommend.
Yeah.
That was delicious.
It was fantastic.
My mouth is watering looking at this picture.
I know. I'm pulling these up and oh, your mom got a open face cold smoked salmon
Eggs,
and
Eggs Benedict.
Benedict. Yep.
Yeah.
And that was really good, delicious. I got this like chicken barbecue with a like balsamic glaze
Mm.
and cheese, and that was fantastic. Loved it.
Yeah, that was their toasty of the month, I think.
Yes, it was. Yep.
Super good.
Yeah.
Definitely would recommend this place. Another one that our sister-in-law recommended was this place, and she had recommended the meat pies, but there wasn't a single meat pie in the menu when we went. So this is what we ordered, and we loved it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Maybe they had meat pies in the past and just went away from it, but yeah, these were good. And then we had a slice of their homemade carrot cake, which was delicious. Loved it.
Phenomenal.
Mhm.
Really great place with cute, like, homey kinda vibes.
Yeah. Would have loved to go out there multiple times because it's a little out of the way. Seems like a local spot. A lot of locals go there,
Mhm.
and it was great. They, like you said, they had outdoor seating, so there were a lot of people who had their dogs there because there was like a beach right across the street, and
Yeah.
their dogs had gone swimming in the lake, and then they were over there resting under the covered outdoor pavilion, and so we got to say hi to some dogs, and
Mhm.
it's always one of my favorite parts of the trips is meeting all the dogs.
Yeah, there was a dog, Molly? Was it
Yep,
Molly?
Molly.
Oh my gosh, Molly was a sweetheart.
She was.
You could tell she was playing in the water. She
Mhm.
was a little wet and
Yep,
drying off,
yep,
and oh my god, she was so sweet.
yeah.
But staying on the food topic, so we
Mhm.
also went to CBK and we got some mussels for an appetizer. Those mussels were in like a wine cream sauce.
Mhm.
That was good.
Yeah, really good appetizer. We really didn't do, like, a ton of appetizers on the trip, but this one
Mhm.
was rocking.
Yeah, that was a great one. We got fish and chips, which were delicious.
Classic.
There was a Asian beef salad.
Much better than the Caesar salad from the Italian place.
It had like I ordered this one. It had like thin rice noodles.
Mhm.
It was incredible.
Yes.
And then we got a Waygu beef burger. So delicious. The sauce that came with that one, I think it was like a garlic aioli.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Would highly recommend that place as well. And then we got what was it? Matcha cheesecake.
Mhm.
That was okay. I thought it was pretty good, but it was a little heavier than I had expected.
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. I always love matcha, so it's hard to make me hate anything matcha, so I still thought it was good, but yeah, just slightly heavy.
Yeah. But overall, pretty good. And we also went to the ice cream place that was right down the road that started, it's like on the corner when you first walk into Eat Street.
Yeah, if you're coming from the lakeside.
Yeah. And that ice cream was really delicious. Although you can't really make me hate any ice cream. So I don't know if I'm a good ice cream judge, to be honest, but it was really good.
You do love Blue Moon, though.
I do.
Ice cream, and they had a bluey ice cream that you enjoyed.
Yeah. I don't think we got a picture of that one, but we got a picture of the one when we went with my mom
Mhm.
and we all picked a scoop and then we just shared and it was really good.
Yeah, that's Lady Jane's Ice Cream Parlor. It's a really good spot if you like ice cream.
Who doesn't like ice cream? Pataka Kai
Oh,
is
yeah.
another spot that we went to. That was the buffet and it was on almost like a reservation, I want to say.
Is something similar to that or, like, protected lands,
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah. And this buffet was delicious. You could try new things. So I think there was some unique menu items, but then there was also menu items that we would normally know. There was scalloped potatoes and lo mein noodles and stuff like that. So definitely would recommend this place.
Mhm.
We went in just for the buffet and for the restaurant, which we were able to do. It did seem like it was a surprise to a lot of people because most people go for a tour
Mhm.
around the land
Mhm.
and then they do the restaurant. But we just did the restaurant and it has a really beautiful overlook and it's a really cute spot. I would definitely recommend that place.
Yeah, and pretty good deal on the food as well.
Yeah.
Wasn't overly expensive. All you can eat buffet, soft serve ice cream, a little dessert bar, salad bar, a wide variety of different cuisines that you can have, including some traditional ones from New Zealand.
Yeah, and the ice cream was a traditional ice cream. It was called Kawa Kawa
Mm,
soft serve, and it was amazing.
yeah.
It was a really good flavor. I can't really describe it, but it was almost like fruity.
Like fruity, like nutty, I think, like somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
fruity nutty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Almost like a blue moon a little bit, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It was amazing. Highly recommend it.
Yeah. Is that all the food we had there?
I mean, the most notable places, I think.
So what would you rank then the food scene there in Rotorua?
I would say it's higher than the last 2 places, in my opinion.
Really? Okay.
I mean, with Eat Street there, there's a lot of options, and we didn't really venture out past Eat Street, but there's even more than
Mhm.
we probably could
Oh, for sure. Yeah. East Street is
recommend.
such a small portion of Rotorua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'd give it maybe a 7. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, not Italy or Japan good,
Mhm.
but it was good, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be a little tougher on it. I thought Eat Street was okay. I think maybe I'm bitter because the salad that I ordered, that Caesar salad, just was a stinker. And I mean, some of the other dishes were really good, like the fish and chips, the burger.
Yeah.
I think the one that really makes it stands out is Okere Falls. That was really good, but that's out of Rotorua, but we'll include it in. I'll probably give it a 6.
Yeah. Well, and I think for me, Pataka Kai, that one really stands out to
Mhm.
me because it was, I don't know, out of our norm
Yeah,
of what we typically see and do. So,
right. Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think I'll stick with a 6, but I thought it was I thought it was pretty decent food. Yeah, on par with the stuff so far. The one thing we didn't get throughout here, minus the smoked salmon on the open face, eggs Benedict, was like salmon.
this was it was kind of like a foodie scene, and I was wanting to be a foodie, you know?
Yeah.
And I didn't see a lot of salmon on the menus, and I don't know if it's the places that we went or,
Mhm.
if it's just not on the menus there or what, but we did order some seafood, like, when we got the mussels.
Mhm.
Those were really fresh and delicious,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with 6 on it. I don't think I'm gonna change my mind on that one.
yeah, not trying to make you.
No, no, that's fine.
Um As far as coffee goes, I will say that it is very repetitive, and I'm gonna say it in the next couple episodes as well, that it is just very milk heavy for the lattes that I ordered. However, Lime Cafe had a great latte. I do think it was a little milk heavy, and I should have ordered an extra shot, but the flavor of the espresso was delicious.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm not sure if I got much coffee here. I don't think I got any, so I don't think I can submit a vote.
yeah.
I think the sun was tearing me down, and I was like, "I don't need caffeine interrupting any sleep." So,
Yeah. I'd give it maybe like a 4 or 5.
yeah,
It's still not the greatest and still very milk heavy, but I got that one.
yeah,
So, it was good.
yeah. It's hard for some of these rings because we only had 2 full days there. It as when we get 3 full days, we get a little better feeling of the place. We can spread ourselves out a little more, try a
Yeah.
bunch of different things. But with 2 days, it's a little more difficult. And it was a high tourism area. And so a lot of stuff was catered to just being quick, easy, available, not like our last episode when we talked about Blenheim. If you didn't listen to that episode, go back and listen to it. Love Blenheim, but much different vibe from there. So,
Yeah.
but
Oh, for sure.
but I will say access to nature on this one, again, it's a 10. You're
Mhm.
immediately surrounded by hills, mountains, lots of greenery here, though. You're not in a valley of vineyards and grapes and green grass. It's tall, big green trees.
Yes. You feel like you're in the middle of a forest.
Mhm.
At one point, I had looked at you and I'm like, "Are there monkeys here?"
A good environment for them for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it looked incredible, just, like, out of this world. I never imagined myself in the middle of a freaking jungle,
Mhm.
ziplining over the trees, but there we were.
There we were. And the lake right there, even though Rotorua is stinky,
Mhm.
it smells like sulfur. People said you get over it, but I feel like every morning we woke up and walked down and we're like, "Oh, yep, that's
There it is.
that's sulfur."
Yep.
And our accommodation, if we didn't say it, or accommodation, really nice, and they had AC units in each place, so maybe that's why it kind of filtered out the air, got the
Mhm.
sulfur smell out of our noses. And then when we woke up, we were just welcomed by it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, 10 out of 10 for access to nature for me. And what about you?
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Mhm.
I loved it. Loved every second of the nature that we went into. And I really appreciated that there weren't a lot of bugs.
Mhm.
There weren't a lot of spiders that I saw. There were some mosquitoes and I did get some bug bites,
Mhm.
but there just weren't a lot of bugs flying around.
Yeah, or getting into, the hotel room.
Yeah.
They had warned us about it, like, close doors quickly, make sure windows and stuff are closed at night because we get some lake fly-like bugs that can be attracted to your lights and come in, but we never had any problem with those. We had bought a insect repellent, never even opened it, didn't need it, and again, this was in the middle of their summer, so maybe it was a low bug season, but we didn't have to deal with that, so that was very nice.
Yeah. No, I really loved this hotel. I would highly recommend this hotel. Like it
For
was
sure.
great.
Yeah, and the staff were super nice, super helpful. They have an entire room that's constantly updated with local activities and where you
Mhm.
should go, what you should eat, and they're very helpful. Like if you want someplace to eat,
Yeah.
they can give you recommendations. They helped us figure out the Hell's Gate and just everything.
Mhm.
So very nice staff.
So nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I will say for like a walkability or transit score, it was
Mm.
easy for us to walk to Eat Street because of where we were. But I feel like if you want to do anything, you would for sure have to have a car.
Yeah. I don't know what public transportation is like there. I did see some local like buses
Mhm.
and metros. So
Mhm.
I don't know what the situation is there. It didn't seem like there were a lot of them.
Yeah.
And if you want to go out, I doubt they go out there.
Yeah.
Like out to the cafe that we went to.
Mhm.
Doubt they go out there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would give it a lower score as
Mhm.
well. Probably like a 3.
Yeah. Again, it's really hard. We were there for such a short amount of time, but yeah, probably a 3. It seems walkable from where we were, but it's kind of a spread out place. And then if you're especially doing other things, wanting to get out of Rotorua a little bit, maybe go to Hobbiton. We didn't do that, but that's nearby. You're probably gonna need a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, Hobbiton would have been so fun next time. You have no excuse next time. We're going.
I would like to go. We had so much stuff to do.
I know. But next time we'll have less stuff to do because we would have already done it. But I do want to go Zorbing again. That was fun.
I would go Zorbing again. That is something that's interesting. I was a little skeptical of Zorbing. I was like, I don't know how fun that's gonna be. Because like you said, you're rolling down in a hamster ball with water in it, and it's pretty short, but then you get in it and it's really nice. Maybe not for people who are into the extreme roller coasters, but those days are done for me. So this was nice. It was very gentle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
This was another place too where being a high tourism area, the like affordability, our United States dollar worth just kind of it was a wash. Everything was slightly inflated because there were a lot of people. It's like a 4 or 5. You're not going to get a ton out of your money coming here if you're from the United States.
Yeah.
Even though the conversion rate again was great when we went, the bang for your buck is just going to be about the same where you're from in the United States, I think.
Yeah. Although I would say that if you are in New Zealand and you're by a Kmart, go to Kmart because they have some really good deals
Mhm.
and they have a lot of really cute clothes. And then they also had the most amazing flip flops. I brought them home and I love them.
Mhm.
So go to Kmart. Our sister in law also told us to go to Kmart and we went and she told me to get the flip flops. And I did, and they're great. They are. I understand it now.
I even got some myself. I usually am not a huge person to go into the, like, big box stores like that in a different place and buy something, but we went in there and the flops for men were $1.75 NZD. So, I got a pair of men's flip-flops for 75 cents US or something like that.
Yeah.
And, they're just standard thong flip-flops or whatever, so it just fit really easy in the bag. I'm like, "Why not? 75 cents, I can stop walking in my bare feet through the hot blacktop to the pool and put these on right away.
Yeah. I'm glad you got those.
Yeah. So yeah, affordability, they got some good stuff like that. It
Mhm.
makes fairly affordable. But if you're going out to eat, a lot of the activities, stuff like that, they're kind of what you would expect as far as pricing goes. So probably like a 4 as far as rating for that for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And then another place, just like I think it's all throughout New Zealand, and we won't go through these probably again until we do a whole review of New Zealand. And we're just getting used to this scorecard thing. So it might be in the future we wait till the end and we kind of give an overview out of all of them. The pace and work life balance that was in Rotorua seemed to be the same as it had been so far as our trip in New Zealand,
Yeah.
where things opened a little later and closed earlier because we were still 7 o'clock dinner and look up like, oh, stuff's already closing
Yeah.
in the middle of the weekend. On the weekend, we gotta find a place that's open a little later because they were all closing down at like 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, places close really early there, which is really great for their workers.
Mhm.
And I appreciate that. I think that as like a consumer it can be frustrating, but also looking at it the other way around is really important because if we always like if every single country did that and worked so hard like the US does and was open late every night and worked their workers to death, no country would be that happy,
Mhm.
right? So it's those differences I think that really make a country great.
Mm.
Um, at least to me, like I think about it and I'm like, if we were to live there, that would be really amazing as a worker. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be pressured into staying until midnight to clean up shop. Whereas here, I feel like that's what you get.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kinda what you sign up for if you're, in a customer service position here.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, so I totally agree with you. It's much better for the people that live there.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree. Yep.
But, again, such a short amount of time there, so it's really hard to rank these. We'll probably come back to everything at the end when we do a review in New Zealand, give it an overall score that's more comprehensive to the whole trip.
Yeah, I think that works.
The big ones being food and coffee and walkability for an area and transit. And one thing we did kind of skip over is we did do a car rental to get to Rotorua
Mm,
because we
mhm.
came from Blenheim, flew into Auckland, and then rented a car and drove down to Rotorua. And it was a mostly smooth transition.
Yeah.
It's always a little adjustment period when you first start driving on the other side of the road, other side of the car. We had to go through a couple of roundabouts and do U-turns and parking lots to get
Yeah.
ourselves on track.
That's okay though. I mean, we figured it out and I think it's important to mention that you were the driver and you did an amazing job. I don't know how you can just flip your brain to drive on the other side of the road and the other side of the car just like that. So it makes sense that it would need some, adjusting, but you did a great job. So,
It was a great warm up for Ireland that we got coming up in, 12 days.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, thank you. We've done it a few times now where we've gotten cars in other countries and
We
uh,
have a system.
yeah. We
Yeah.
we got a system worked out. We just start a mini series in our socials where we give tips, so it'll definitely be a tip in there eventually, but yeah, we've got it down where we both know what we need to do for both of us to feel safe and comfortable while we're driving in another country.
Yeah.
Mhm. With the transit, it was just something that we needed to do. There are airports around there, but I think it was just definitely more expensive to fly from Blenheim to Rotorua and then also get to all the things we wanted to do.
Yeah, it definitely would have been more expensive.
And so I think overall, with this trip, we were definitely being tourists here. Everything was planned around these activities and stuff. Didn't get enough time there. But
No,
re-
I would go back.
I would go back, but I think it would still be just to have those experiences. I would definitely not live in Rotorua.
No, I wouldn't either. I did not get the feeling there, and it sounds like you didn't either.
No.
Yeah. It really wasn't the smell for me. It was more of the vibes of being in the Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
And being from Wisconsin, like the Wisconsin Dells are where you go when you want to have a fun water park day. You don't live there.
Right.
And if you do, I'm so sorry if you're listening to this and you got to deal with all the tourists in the summer, like that must suck. So I can imagine that's what it's like living in Rotorua.
Yeah, for sure. It's a fun place to be, but it gets busy. I assume it gets overwhelming for locals. Similar to Queenstown, like we talked about in that episode, just a ton of tourists compared to the amount of locals that live there. And then there were plenty of people that we ran into on some of our experiences that were there on the holiday work visa.
Yeah.
So they were there working for like a year or two before they moved on to the next thing, or maybe ended up moving there. Who knows? But it kind of seemed like that community, that environment, at least in the center of Rotorua where we were. Maybe it's different on the outskirts, which we didn't just get time to explore at all. But yeah, so that's a quick, easy conversation on Rotorua. Would go back to have some of those adventures like Zorbing again,
I
maybe
mean,
the extreme zip lining.
yeah, it was fun. And I would do the long zip line tour,
Hmm.
or if you call it a tour, I don't know. The long zip line
Experience.
experience. Yeah. Thank you. Um, so I would try that out. I would go Zorbing again, maybe go do one of those cultural experiences. There's a lot that we didn't do
Yeah.
that I would love to do,
Hmm.
but I would not live there. No.
Yeah, totally agreed. Would go back to see the things we didn't see, like the culture experience, like you said, Hobbiton, those kinds of things.
Gotta go do that.
It would be nice to do it with a camper van or like a small RV for the two
Yeah.
of us, where we explore the entire North Island.
Yeah.
And, we can stop along those experiences and do those along the way.
Oh, I would wanna go to the South Island.
Yeah, I'm just saying because this Rotorua is in the North Island.
Yeah, but I think we would do both.
Oh, for sure
Yeah.
we would do both.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Just making sure we're on the same page with that.
No, for sure we would do both because as you'll see in our next episode, we were really excited to be in Auckland.
Oh, we were so excited. I didn't recognize that I would be that excited. Oh, you'll hear about it next episode. Little teaser.
Yeah. That was pretty good. You're getting good at this. We need more time in the North Island for sure to
Mhm.
go back and explore there, and definitely sometime in and around Rotorua to have those experiences.
Yeah, I agree. So, like we said, next week is going to be about Auckland, and that was our last stop in New Zealand. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe on all of our socials on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as looking at our website where we have all of our recommendations from countries and cities that we've visited. That is WSMHtravels.com.
You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify at WSMH Travels. We also have the podcast on YouTube where you can see our video record version that has pictures and videos from our trip, which is also at WSMH Travels.
Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.